Hi, Jones. I am from Colorado and Canyon Enthusiast. We're here today. We've got Romer X's truck here. We're going to be installing the all-new Coplus headlights. So let's go. Harness for the startup sequence. Let's protect the headlights. All right, so first step, use Torx 15 bit. Take off 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we're going to remove on a ZR2 specifically 4 15mm bolts to drop down the skid plate so that we have access to some additional bolts underneath. On a Z71 there is just a plastic splash guard, so you really just need to remove the front 2 15mm. We're going to remove 7 Torx screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up here. Once we remove that, we're going to go ahead and pull this liner back to gain access to inside the bumper. So now we're going to want to go ahead and pull this fender liner back.
All that dust.
Just like that. We have 3 7mm screws right inside here that we want to remove to deattach this. But first we want to remove just this little clip right here just to separate it from the front bumper. We've got 4 more Torx 15s to go ahead and remove. We've got 1 10mm. Now we have the other 10mm in the very front here. 1 more 10mm in there on each side before we can remove the bumper. So now that we've got these wings free on each side, there's a little snap that is back here that can't see, but all it takes is just a little yank to pull this out. So now we can remove the snap. Alright, so now we've got 4 7mm screws holding on the headlight housings. We've got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right here. So we'll go ahead and remove those now. The 4 screws are out. We can go ahead and pull out this headlight assembly. And note that there is a clip back here. Now we're going to go ahead and slide this out. Now you can go ahead and press down on this little tab now that the red lever is out of the way. And pull that to release the headlight. Alright, so before we install the headlights, we're going to go ahead and run our startup sequence harness. So this is just a quick little add a fuse to go to the fuse F47. Go ahead and pull that fuse out and add this here. We just went ahead and ran this harness behind the windshield wiper fluid reservoir. We're going to go ahead and pull out the 7.5, which is on a diesel. On a V6, you're going to go ahead and have a 10, which this should actually already come with a 10, but we've removed it because we've got a diesel here. So we're going to go ahead and pull this fuse out and insert it here into the add a fuse, like so. And then we'll go ahead and take the add a fuse and just insert it right where that was. You're all set there. All All right, so for the startup sequence harness, we're gonna just go ahead and tuck this in right underneath this support, underneath the latch, and like so. I would highly recommend leaving the blue film on during the installation process just to give it a little bit of additional protection. What I also want to go over with you guys today is the plugs. So we have the single pin here for the startup sequence. We have your traditional plug. Then we also have this two-prong plug here with one orange wire coming out of it. This is for the sequential. If you want sequential, just leave it as is. If you want it to just be a solid flash back and forth for the turn signal, just go ahead and unplug it like so and leave it like so. I'd probably recommend wrapping it with some plastic tape just to be safe. But otherwise, leave it plugged in for the best experience. So we're gonna go ahead and plug the harness in here. So first we're gonna plug the startup sequence harness. Just simple, push it in, locks in. Now for the headlight, you go and slip this in until it clicks. Go ahead and slide this locking tab forward and you're all set. Now we're gonna go ahead and place the headlight in. So we're just gonna simply slide it in, so gently, making sure all the holes line up. And we are gonna have a little snap. So right here, this should slot right in, and that will make sure all the holes line up. We're gonna go ahead and secure it with the 4 7mm bolts again. So now we're about to go ahead and put the factory bumper back on. But before we do so, we are going to test the headlights, make sure that everything is functioning properly, make sure that the startup sequence works, as well as the brights and just everything. All right, so now that you have the headlights all installed, you have two options. If you're able to drive the vehicle as is, it's the easiest to do the headlight alignment. There is a bolt right under here that you can also access with a 12-inch long screwdriver from the top. But not everybody has an extra long screwdriver, so if you don't, you either need to purchase one or you can just do it without the bumper, take it to a dark spot and do the adjustment through a bolt right there. So now that we've tested the headlights and confirmed that everything is good and in working condition, we're gonna go ahead and reinstall the bumper now. Alright guys, so that's a wrap. We've just finished completing the install of our Coplus headlights. So the next step is, depending on when you wanted to align the headlights, you've either already done that or that's the final step. Thanks for watching.